Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Debate 'Em All. I'm gonna do a really funny transition right here. Whoa, he just appeared in the video. Hopefully Callum remembered to edit that. He just appeared. Yeah, so I'm joined with my friend Tom, aka Fro, aka Frozen Train, aka Frosh, whatever you want to call him. He's here to debate with us today because me and him just like talking, just like debating in general. So I was like, screw it, I'll just have him on for a video. Yeah, he's here. Okay. People should probably know, what was the last Pokemon game you actually played?
Technically Sun and Moon, but only up until I think Kiawe, the volcano guy.
Right.
Yeah, so I got to Kiawe. Before that I've played all of them except Black and White 2.
Okay.
That's the only other ones I have.
Very similar to me. I've played Black and White 2, but only ever as a Nuzlocke and a randomizer. I've never played Black and White 2 as like just playing it just to play it.
There were no new Pokemon added in that game, so I don't. I didn't really miss anything except a little bit of story.
I don't. Kyurem Black and White were technically added in that game, and Keldeo Resolute and the incarnate forms of.
Oh, that explains where that Keldeo form came from.
Resolute. Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was the movie.
Pretty sure it was added in Black and White too. Anyways, I've got some comments from you guys in the last video. If you want to go ahead and leave a comment right now with your hot takes or whatever. This is every Thursday thing. I don't know if Tom will be on in the next one, but you guys have been asking for a Debate 'Em All where we have a guest, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to deliver this request, and I think it's better to do in person. This is his first guest, dude. First guest. Link to his Twitter will be in the description if you like him and follow him. Anyways, one that isn't about national decks, no the lack of megas and Z moves. Gen 5 is the best music. Gen 4 was good too. I asked him. He said he's not really listened to the music since Gen 3.
I haven't listened to
it. Can you explain why? Why do you do that?
I just for some reason when I listen to Pokemon with the music on, it just makes the game drag on and on. At least since Gen 3. Which to me, I think Gen 3 is one of my least favorite gens, specifically because I feel like the game drags on.
Yeah.
So that might be I might attribute that more to that game specifically.
I don't know, a lot of people actually, I didn't know that, a lot of people actually play Pokemon muted. Like VJ, for example, he just, when he was younger, I think he always just didn't play Pokemon with noise. So the fact that I knew what a Pokemon sounded like, or I could tell you, if you play a Pokemon cry, I can tell you what Pokemon that is. He was just shocked by that, because it's he always played it muted. And a lot of people do play it muted.
That's crazy. I remember there's a Pokemon drinking game that I'd heard of recently where you listen to the Pokemon cries and you go based on that, you try to guess which Pokemon cry it was.
Right.
And I could not even begin to do that because
I
haven't listened to the Pokemon cries or music.
I have a video where I basically show off how good I am with cries. I think Gen 5 onwards I get a little bit, that's where I start to trail off and get bad at it because there's only so much you can remember. Anyways, back to his question, Gen 5 is debate. Gen 5 is the best music. I'm gonna just say Mystery Dungeon is right there. Mystery Dungeon is the best music, but Pokemon Sword and Shield might actually take the cake, I think.
Wait, which Mystery Dungeon?
Explores the Sky.
I would say Blue.
Blue has good music too, but Sky's got
Blue.
Sky, I don't know what it is. Sky, man. Sky's just got I think Sky's just got more. Sky's got more content, so it's got more music, and all of the music is good. So I think that's probably why I like Sky more. The game as a whole, I like Blue more because I think it's nostalgia. I just love the original game.
Oh, I had a little bit more. Mystery Dungeon, Red and Blue. Never played Sky.
Oh, Sky's really good.
Wouldn't know about the music in that one.
It's the same style, but it's just it's more locations. But yeah, for main series games though, as it comes, Gen 5 does have good music. It's got Drift Veil. Everybody loves Drift Veil.
I loved Gen 2's music.
I think I remember I was doing a Living Dex live stream and I was just I think I let Luke, my old flatmate, play the audio from Heart Gold Soul Silver, and I was always just oh my god, the music is so good. Yeah. Gen 5 has really good music. I think all Pokemon games has good music. I find it hard to pinpoint one generation that's yeah, this has got the best music of all. I think Sword and Shield's gonna have the best though. Sword and Shield has bagpipes. So
oh yeah, of course. Our little Scottish nationality here, gotta represent.
No, I definitely think they will actually I don't know, the gym leader music from what we've heard, Sword and Shield has a pretty good music. Sun and Moon music was, I don't know, I think as the games progress and more instruments come in, the music gets a little bit worse.
I feel like it's kind of crazy to see how like much grander the scale of the music has gotten from like Gen 1 to Gen now.
Yeah,
just going based on like the trailers and the music I've heard from there. It's like, God, it's crazy.
I think I quite like simple stuff. So like when there's just too much going on in the music, it just kind of like goes over my head. I just don't really appreciate it. So that's why I like older gen.
I like seeing the music remixes that come out.
Yeah.
Like after the game is out, listening to like music remixes on YouTube.
Yeah, I think gens like 4 and 5 are definitely the most solid though. So that's gonna be an agree from me, Vid Dude. I think Gen 5 and 4 have the best until Sword and Shield come out, and Sword and Shield's gonna take the cake. Everyone seems to think Leon's suspicious, but what if he isn't? He's only undefeated in official matches, meaning he's never lost a gym or a championship battle, not that he's lost a battle. I don't think Leon is going to be evil, seems too cliche. Yeah, because they have had an evil champion too many times, right? So, I saw somebody else, I think we've actually screenshotted the comment of somebody else saying that they think Hop is suspicious. We'll get into that later. But Leon, you were mentioning that Cynthia apparently was described as undefeated for 10 years.
Yeah, I know she was described in the game as being like this crazy powerful, like nobody could touch her.
Yeah, because the reason why I thought Leon was suspicious is because I've never really heard them describe somebody as undefeated. I mean, yeah, you as a player are technically undefeated unless you lose. Most of the time, the player's undefeated because like Pokemon's not really a hard game. So I guess being undefeated isn't like crazy when you think about it from that point of view. But I guess when you think about it like from like, I guess, realistic, like obviously Leon's gonna lose every so often. So is it just official matches? I guess if it's just official matches, then it's still pretty crazy. Like maybe he is just that good, and maybe he isn't actually a bad guy. Maybe that is a bit too cliche, because we just did have Team Skull as the decoy bad guys, and then the real evil was the Aether Foundation. So if they do that in this game as well, I can see why you would think that's a bit cliche. Like they've literally just done that, where I think it's apparently, according to leaks, Team Yell is there's a bunch of hooligans, and then the real evil is maybe Leon. I can see why that would be like, I guess that, I don't know.
Here's a question about the undefeated in official matches though, is once you become champion, you have to be undefeated from then on. Yeah. Because otherwise you're no longer champion, right? Yeah,
technically, I guess so.
It can't just be official matches, right? Or are they just saying like everything leading up to that championship as well?
Maybe they mean like since he's been a champion, nobody's been able to dethrone him. Maybe that's what it means.
That's what I mean, is like by being champion, that means like every champion in previous gens is undefeated until you get to them too.
Maybe. It was just such a weird way to describe him, and I think he does look suspicious. But maybe that's, I don't know.
I think I would disagree for that one. Until we see the team, I don't want to associate him with the team yet. Until I like have an idea of what the team itself looks like.
Speaking of team, actually, there's a Charizard. He has a Charizard, and people are thinking that actually might just be a placeholder, because
they did that with Steven, right?
They apparently did that with Steven. Yeah. Steven, it was a little bit different. Steven in Koro was shown having a Mega Charizard X, and that was just because they hadn't revealed Mega Metagross yet. So another theory that maybe Charizard isn't actually his main Pokemon.
Well, every champion has the pseudo-legendary of their generation, don't they?
No. Komodo wasn't in Gen 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. Komodo wasn't in Gen 7.
Well, they also did things completely differently in that gen.
I guess, yeah. Technically, you were the first champion in Gen 7. It was just Professor Kukui challenging you. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, what if he isn't, then I don't know. I think I want him to be suspicious. I don't know if I'll be disappointed if he's not. Cuz like, I mean, the fact that I guess we've called out, oh yeah, he's suspicious, he's a bad guy, from only seeing him once, I guess that would make it. I think people
just are hating on the way he dresses, so they want a reason to beat him up, you know?
Yeah. I'm not sure how I'd feel about it. I think regardless of what happens, I'm gonna enjoy it. I think is the next comment about Hop. No, there was. I don't have the screenshot. There was a comment about Hop. We'll just talk about it right now. How they don't trust Hop. and I think Hop's actually going to be the bad guy because Hop in his official artwork has got like 2 hands down his pockets and it looks like he's hiding something. I mean,
what a great reason to suspect someone. He's just walking around with his hands. Maybe his hands are cold, man.
And
it takes place in Europe.
The UK. You're in UK right now. You're in Scotland right now. He can attest that Scotland is cold.
This place is cold.
It is very cold. I mean, I'm wearing shorts and t-shirt, and he's like out with a.
I've got to wear like a jacket. I need a parka.
I don't know though. Is he suspicious? Is Hop suspicious?
He's as suspicious as like I think it's just because he has the same pose as the Team Skullgrunt.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, he's got the same like hands in his pocket, like shifted forward, shady look.
I don't know. He's just a kid. But I think he's just a kid. I mean, like I was saying in my last video that maybe he starts out nice and then turns into an asshole because you keep beating him. Maybe I think that would be a really interesting angle because usually they start out
like
nice.
The opposite of
Silver.
Of the Gen 2.
Yeah, opposite of Silver because he starts out as an asshole, turns nice. I think that would be my favorite for Hop if he started off nice
like,
and then
why can't I beat you?
It turns into an ass, dude. He's just I think that's realistic too, I think. Like
I want the main character to be like Gary was to Ash in the anime. Just always like one step ahead, leaving messages on signs, being like, Hop is a loser.
That'd be cool. Anyways, it is expected that Game Freak, the developer for the games of the highest grossing franchise of all time to include all Pokemon, the amount of Pokemon increased alongside the power of the console is played on. If the 3DS could handle 807 and the Switch can handle 900, and Game Freak says so first point, I don't think they're saying that the Switch can't handle 900 Pokemon. They're just saying so you know, just this whole comment, I just want to like I don't think people are understanding that Pokemon oh my god, this I think Pokemon, what they want to do is they want to create a good solid, like they just want to create good regions, good areas, good games. They want to make a solid experience rather than because so they cut out all Megas, they cut out the Pokemon, they cut out the Z moves, they cut out a bunch of extra stuff from previous gens, and rather than, you know, and I guess focus on the new stuff and focus on the Pokemon of that region. I think I would rather them do that than try and figure out a way to shoehorn everything in, because I've mentioned this before and people just don't seem to get it. People are like, oh yeah, that sounds so hard. But like, putting in a character to give you the Mega Stones, putting in a character to give you the, I guess, item to use Kyurem, and you've like, even if, you know, you can't obtain Kyurem and Zekrom and Reshiram in the games, even, you know, you still need to have the item to make them change form, and you got to have the Oxes. There's so much you need to do that, like, I think it just bloats the game, and I think people don't understand that they're going for an experience. They're just trying to make a solid game rather than have, like, I just don't think it's realistic to have everything. I just don't, like, obviously there's the whole argument of like, oh, you know, not the United Kingdom doesn't have every single animal in it. We don't have kangaroos here, but it's like, yeah, but I could take my pet kangaroo from America and visit.
From America? Where do you think kangaroos are coming from?
I don't know, bro.
There's actually one angle to this I was thinking about, which I haven't heard anyone else really talk about before, and that's that. Do you play card games at all?
No, not really. But...
All right, so like Magic, for instance, does this thing where they have what is called the standard set, where only certain cards are allowed in rotation at a time.
Oh no, Pokemon does that as well.
Right, and the reason for that actually is so that they can balance the game better. This way, what you do is you allow like a certain allotted number of cards to be in rotation at one time, and this allows the new set that comes out to be balanced around all the cards that are currently allowed.
Yeah.
That way you can make certain cards that are more powerful than what used to be allowed, because there may be crazy combinations that were before. So I was thinking maybe another reason that they could do this is because if certain Pokemon are in rotation, it kind of prevents other Pokemon from being created. Because if you have Pokemon that are a certain type or a certain, you know, a skill set, then why make those if there's other Pokemon that fill that niche?
A lot of people are thinking like that. For example, it's not based on type, but it's like Wooloo's in the game, so Mareep might not be, because there's already a sheep role filled. If
you have like a super fast fighting type that has regenerator, what's the point if you've already got like Mienfoo or Mienshao?
Yeah, it makes them a bit redundant. Yeah, and then, I don't know. I think there's very good arguments to be made for both sides of the party, and also this guy's talking about people are so like on top of that double kick animation, but like they just didn't actually look at the like the Ember animation. The Ember animation looks solid. Like the Wingle floating in midair. I don't think that. I think that's just literally how Wingle floats in the anime. Like they weren't lazy.
Wingle's magic, dude.
They look like how they did it in game is how Wingle looks in the anime. It wasn't exclusive like the game's being lazy. It's literally how Wingle is in the anime. People are saying it looks like a PS2 game. Another thing people have to, I guess, take into account is that these are a company that have been working on handheld games this entire time. They're just now working on a home console for the first time ever.
It takes a bit of time to transition and kind of learn the new console, the new system.
Yeah, I don't want people to just think I'm like blindly defending Game Freak or whatever, but like I just like I don't know. I think people are just misunderstood. People will say one thing, or people will hear somebody say one thing and just run with it. Like nobody said that the Switch can't handle 900 Pokemon. And I think they're like they don't want to remove all the Pokemon. Like in a perfect world, they would. In a perfect world, they would have a game with all 8 regions, and they would have it like an amazing progression. You can go to each region, start wherever you want, like a proper full MMO RPG experience. But that's just not how it's not going to happen. Like, obviously, everybody would love a game like that, but it's just not realistic.
They just got to raise the level cap, man. Make the level cap 1,000. Yeah. And then 100 levels per region.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Gen 10, we're gonna have it.
I know. I just think people are looking at this way too black and white. It's just
white, you say?
It's just gray, bro. It's just gray. It's not as simple as people want it to be. And I'm sorry, but
I'm actually excited for it personally.
I'm so excited for Sword and Shield, man. Anyways, Billy XD, thanks for the comment. I don't know. You're entitled to think however you want, but I think people are just, it's just too much of a black and white thought. Anyways, Sword and Shield is not in the Mega timeline because it doesn't have Megas. I didn't think of this, and this is the first comment I've ever seen of anybody saying this, and it kind of blew my mind. Yeah, they've been establishing that there is specific timelines. There is the Mega Evolution timeline, then there's the non-Mega Evolution timeline.
When did they start establishing? Because you mentioned this a bit ago, that there are like alternate timelines in Pokemon, and I have never heard of that, and that has like stopped me in my tracks.
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire in the Delta episode, that's when they established it. They were the whole thing with Zinnia, and she was like, the reason why she wanted to let the meteorite hit their version of Hoenn is because like you're gonna put the meteorite to another version of Hoenn that might not have the means to defend itself, basically. So we have to take care of it and not put our problems off to another version of Hoenn that wouldn't be able to defend itself. And also, that's why in Ultra Sun Ultra Moon Archie is white, because it's the alternative timeline Archie. It's not the one from Oras, it's the Pokemon Ruby Sapphire Archie.
What?
Yep. Archie's white in Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. And it's just like, people, I guess originally when you first saw Archie now being black, you're like, oh, they've redesigned him. But no, both Archies exist, just in different timelines. And yeah, there is the red and blue is the version of Kanto without Mega Evolutions, and then Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are the version of Kanto with Mega Evolutions and stuff like that. There's alternative timelines for this shit, and I think Sword and Shield just isn't in the Mega Evolution timeline. That's probably why the Mega Evolution. I wouldn't be surprised if Mega Evolution just isn't even mentioned, because it's not a thing in this universe or this timeline. And I think I don't know, that kind of makes me feel a little bit better about it.
That's wild.
Thinking about it like that. If they do mention Mega Evolution, then I'll be a little bit annoyed. But yeah, Mega Evolution timeline. They're trying to actually go with it, because there's a Zelda timeline you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what this feels like. Is it's like equally as confusing as like the Zelda timeline before Nintendo came out with like an official, like, this is when everything happens.
Yeah. So I guess Sword and Shield, they might not happen. They might happen after a certain thing, but it's like it's so confusing now. But they're just not in the same timeline as Mega Evolution, maybe. Which
I don't think I like that.
No,
the
and Z moves.
Stuff, no.
I mean, I've never been a fan of it either, but that would explain it, I guess. And Z moves. I think that is literally the whole Z move thing. Is that it is an Alolan thing only. Only Alola can have Z moves because it's something to do with the island and the Alolan Pokemon energy or something. That's why Z moves work there. They don't work anywhere else. So of course Z moves weren't going to get transferred over. I think Z moves are a little bit less desired as Mega Evolutions, but I don't know. I think it makes sense. Not in the Mega timeline, so they don't. But then what about Primal Reversion? That's not the same as Mega Evolution.
No,
so.
I think that's just like, this was an ancient Pokemon and they were just this was their original form, and then they got knocked out of like
I think
their best form.
Their way around not having primal reversion is just not having Groudon and Kyogre in the game. Yeah.
The only Pokemon with primal reversions.
Yeah. I just wanna put out there, I think people are way too hung up on, I guess, thinking Game Freak's lazy, and I think they have to realize that I think they are just wanting to create, I guess, a unique game each time, or I don't know.
Do you think Mew should get a primal reversion? Because it's considered like the ancient, like original Pokemon, right?
I guess so.
How does Groudon and Kyogre get one, but not that dude?
I mean, maybe it does, And I think it's actually, people are talking about Primal Dialga. That's in the original in Japan. I think it's called Dark Dialga.
Dark Dialga.
So it's not actually been a primal form. It's a dark form. They just called it primal here.
I wonder how they're gonna do that with Giratina, since that's literally Satan.
Its
default form is dark form.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to get like my thoughts across without. I just want people to step back and think.
I just want people to like it.
I just want people to step back and think, man. I mean, if you want to cancel your pre-order and not buy the game, by all means, but I think this is the right way to go, personally. Anyways, if Pokemon's getting voice acting, I'm a bit terrified. Pokemon doesn't have the best track record of dubs. Voice acting in Pokemon has always been either overreacted, cheese, or underreacted, average. I like the fear the idea of voice acting in a mainline Pokemon game. So I've actually, like, my friend Andrew would come to me and be like, one of my most desired things for a Pokemon game is voice acting, and just my mind was immediately like, nope, no voice acting, please no, please.
That's a weird thing to want as like the main thing you want.
I don't want voice. Okay, so this is coming from someone that hates reading. I don't want voice acting. as much as it would make me, I don't know. Maybe it would work out fine, to be honest. But I think a lot of the time voice acting in games like Pokemon, it would be a bit cheesy, and it would be a bit.
I think it'd be weird.
I think it would be a bit off-putting.
Like all the other games leading up to this point.
It would be a bit off-putting, I think, because Zelda has voice acting for the first time in Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah.
I think if it's only for like.
I feel like it's very natural in that game, though.
Yeah, I think
that one it fits very well.
If Pokemon don't do it all the time, and it's only in like specific cutscenes, and it's like, you know, only bits and pieces here and there, then maybe not so bad. But I mean, for me, at the end of the day, like, if I can just turn it off, then I'll just turn it off.
I think that's the thing, though, is Pokemon would have to start having actual cutscenes for it to really warrant the voice acting to me. Mm-hmm. Like, if I wouldn't want to just like walk into a gym and then just have like a casual conversation that just be voice acted with like the text on screen and no like actual scene. That would be really off-putting.
Yeah.
But if it's like a full cutscene, like an actual like story developing, I'd be like, all right, you know what, that might fit a bit better. But I would also want to make sure that whatever voice actors are in the game are the same ones that are in the anime. Yeah. Because that would be really jarring.
To be honest, Marvel do it now. Like they've got a game coming out, and the voice actors just the characters don't even look the same as the ones from the movie. So I don't think Pokemon would give a shit about that. But I see where you're coming from. It would be jarring to me too. But I don't think Pokemon would give a shit about having the same voice actors or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, voice acting in Pokemon. People are thinking, the reason why people are thinking that is because in the trailers it looks as if the character's talking to you like that, and I don't think there's really been many scenes in Pokemon before where they look like they're talking to you, I guess. I mean, maybe they like throw their arms up, but like...
That might just also be part of like what you were talking about, where the company is talking about trying to get the animations more fluid and trying to be more accurate with their animations. Yeah. I mean, I don't see voice acting happening, at least not in this one. But
I don't know. I think voice acting in Pokemon just... I think it would save them time if they just didn't do voice acting, to be honest. Yeah. I think most people would just.
But then, what's that development time going towards if they're not all including all the Pokemon?
I know, right? So it's almost like they're making a good game or something. Anyways, that's been episode, I don't remember anymore, 10 of Debate 'Em All. This was my guest Tom. It was probably a bit of a longer video just because two people talking. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and drop a like if you did. I've got shirts on sale. You should check them out. The link to them will be in the description. And that is everything from me today. Let me know your thoughts on what I've talked about in this video, and let me know some more, I guess, opinions that you have that might be controversial for me to talk about next Thursday. See you then.
Buy the merch!